wrote down, right? Because your business doesn't just grow, you actually have to take action. And you don't just have to take little action, you have to take massive action. Massive action. All right, so here are my 5 steps that we coach people through how to take massive action. 1, we need to define the outcome. Where are we going? That's our goal. So we've defined how do we take massive action? We got to define where am I trying to go? Okay. What does it take to break through on YouTube? Are you creating content but it's just not being seen? Well, in today's episode, we are going into part 2 of what I like to call the clarity equation. And we're talking all about YouTube goals, clarity on your content, and doubling down on getting you seen on YouTube. My name is Heather Torres, and you're listening to the Think Marketing Podcast. And if you're new here, we release a new episode every single Tuesday. So I recommend and encourage you to subscribe wherever you're consuming this content. Like I said, this is part 2 of a series that we're doing called the Clarity Equation. And if you've not listened to part 1 yet, I highly recommend going back to last week's episode and consuming part 1. We talked about overcoming objection. There's 3 main objections to getting started and going all in on YouTube. We talked about understanding your reasons, knowing why you're doing this and who you're doing this for. And then we also went into who is your who. We talked about who's your target audience and how do you reach them on the platform. And I'm excited because today we're going even deeper. We're talking about goal setting. What are your YouTube goals? We're also talking about creating your simple content strategy. I call it the napkin strategy, and we're diving into that. And then we're talking about the 5 ways to multiply your success. We're ending it all out by talking about your purpose on YouTube. So we're going to just dive right into the middle of the talk. Then I'll come back on and I'll let you know about a free class that we have, and we'll do a full recap over everything that you've learned so far. And I've got some additional tips for you after the content. We've defined our objections. We know the reasons why we are in business. We know who we're in business for. And now we need to define the goal. Where are we going? Where are we supposed to be at the end of this journey? What does that look like? What's the next step that we need to be at? What's the next level in our business? What's the next financial level, the next customer level, the next, whatever your goal is, you define that for yourself. But we need to define what's the goal. If we don't know where we're going, if we don't know the destination, how are we going to know when we get there? We don't just get in the car and just start driving and then just decide to stop somewhere. Usually there's a map, right? Like we know we're going from here to grandma's house in here, right? We know the stops along the way. If you're anything like me, I like to plan like every single stop. I like to fill out everything in, but you know that destination. And if you're in business and you don't know what the goal is, well, how do you know if you're going to get there? How do you know if where you are is where you need to be? So we need to define that goal. And here's a study by the Dominican University of California. They said 42%, you are 42% more likely to achieve your goals and your dreams simply by writing them down on a regular basis. So yes, I know that, New Year's comes once a year and we write down those goals like, well, I want to grow my business and I'd love to get more customers and I want my Etsy shop to be awesome. But you know what? That's not actually a goal. A goal is tangible. A goal has a number or has an ending point or has a destination. I want to start a YouTube channel and I want that YouTube channel to be to 100,000 subscribers. That's a goal. So you need to define it. And you need to write your goals down on a regular basis. On a regular basis. They can't just stay in here because you are more likely to achieve them when you're writing them out. So this is what I want you to do. Tonight, your homework is to write out your goals. It is so important to know why you're doing it, but you also need to know where you want to go. And here's something I want you to know. Your goals matter. Your goals, the ones you set for yourself, They matter. It doesn't have to be your husband's goals. It doesn't have to be your sister's, best friend who thinks you should be doing this. No. It's your goal. You define it, and then you achieve it. So now we've defined our objections. We know the reasons we're in business. We know who we're serving. We know where we're going. And now we need to start creating some content. Because just like Mike said, the more free content we can start to put out in the world, the more customers we will actually attract. If they don't know where you are or how to find you or how you can help them, they're not going to know that you sell something, right? Just like Mike said when he said he was able to start selling on his shop because he made a free video, that's what we need to do. And we like to not overcomplicate this. When we're coaching clients, we want this to be super simple. So I need you to get your pens ready because this is what your content strategy is going to be. Are you ready for your 2019 content strategy? Yes? Okay, good. Just want to make sure you're awake and ready for it. All right, here you go. This is your content strategy. You're going to create your content strategy on a napkin. You remember that? Like you're at a restaurant and you're like, ooh, I got that idea. And you like write it down, you get that piece of paper out or like the back end of a check because that's all you have. That's what your content strategy is going to be. You're going to write it out on a napkin. And here are the two main pieces of content that you need. You only need two. You need main content and then you need supportive content. You need main content and supportive content. Once you define what your main content is, your supportive content is to do exactly what that word says, support the main content. So here's what we do. We recommend that you have a show on YouTube. We recommend you have a show on YouTube. Why? Because YouTube is a search-based engine. And Sean's gonna get up after me and he's gonna go through YouTube for you. But we recommend that you choose a platform online that people who are asking questions, they can find you on the other side of their questions. So you want to pick a platform, and we are huge on your main content being YouTube, being video form. And then you want to choose your supportive platform. You want to choose your supportive platform. Now you're going to create a video on YouTube, and then you're going to post a supportive piece of content on one of the other platforms. Don't get overwhelmed. You don't need to choose all 4 platforms. You need to choose Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or Pinterest. Now, if you are growing and you have a team, then absolutely start going to more platforms. But if you are a solopreneur, if you're doing this thing by yourself, you do not need to be everywhere on the internet. You need to be in 2 places, on YouTube and one other platform. So if your business is going to be running advertising, you want to be targeting people on the internet, Facebook might be your option. And here's why. Because you can say in your advertising, I would love to target men who love woodworking and also make over $100,000 a year. You can do that with Facebook advertising. So if that's the type of business you want to be in, then Facebook is it. If you're a crafter or you need to show your craft, Instagram might be the place you want to be. That's more of a magazine style platform. Now, this one is amazing. LinkedIn. If you are a person who needs to speak to decision makers, then LinkedIn is where you need to be. If you have a business where you want to be the person who helps the decision makers buy your products, LinkedIn is where you want to be making your supportive content. And then lastly, Pinterest. Now, Pinterest is unique also because it is a search-based platform. I don't know if you're anything like me, but I lived on Pinterest for about a year because that was an amazing thing. You could just pin all day long and you could make your life and it would look so pretty. But here's the thing, it really drives sales. Pinterest is a search-based platform. So when someone's thinking about how do I crochet a blanket, they're going to 2 places, YouTube and Pinterest. That's where they're going to figure out how to do that craft. So that is your napkin strategy. You are going to do a show on YouTube, and you're going to pick one supportive platform. Now, the question probably is, well, how many times do I post, and what does that look like, and right? All those questions are starting to come to mind. Here's the thing, don't overcomplicate it. Make it simple. I'm gonna post one video a week on YouTube, and I'm gonna post one time a day on that platform. That's it. You're gonna start there. That's where you start. If you walk into this content platform and this content strategy and you're like, okay, I need to post 7 times a day on Facebook, I need to do 2 things on this, I need to create 7 videos a week, I need to go live over here, I need to do this over there, then when are you gonna have time to run your business, right? So we need to start it simple. These are like building muscles. You have to work your way up to posting more and more. And then you think, well, what type of content do I post? The type of content that your customers want to see. Mike was starting with a camera that wasn't even at 480. What? I can't even believe that, right? That he was posting what his customers wanted to see. So you start testing. All social media is a testing ground. You post something here and you ask them, hey, did you like that? You post something here and you say, hey, did you like that? You post something here and you say, hey, did you like that? See what that pattern was? I post something and then I ask them. It's called social media, folks. Let's be social. Let's start asking our customers, what do you want to see? Did you like this video? Do you like this kind of thing? Do you want to see more of this? What type of things do you like? Start asking them questions. And then you'll start to figure out exactly what you should be posting for your business. So we have now defined our objections, our reasons, our who, and our content strategy. And now we're going to multiply all of that
belongs to everyone.
Trust the gorgeous fisherman.
Was in shock. You have to try this for yourself. Nothing messes with my confidence more than my body acne.
I love to use the Hero Cosmetics Body Mighty Patch for the areas of my body where acne likes to form.
They're designed to fit key body breakout areas like your chest, back, and your shoulders.
All it takes is 6 to 8 hours. It's gentle, suitable for sensitive skin, and dermatologist tested.
After getting in a quick workout, I wanted to see if the body patch was still on, and I was so impressed.
This was the craziest result.
Make sure to try the Mighty Patch Body, and don't say I didn't tell you so.
We're going to multiply all of that by action. Can you say action? Action. Can you say action just a little louder? Action. Great, because that is actually what's going to move you forward. All the other things are great. We can write down on our papers all we want, right? We can watch videos and we can pretend like we're going to move ourselves forward because we went to this and we did this and we do that. But actually what it's going to do, it's going to have us avoid this, the hustle. The work. We got to actually start to put in the work on all those things that we wrote down, right? Because your business doesn't just grow. You actually have to take action. And you don't just have to take little action. You have to take massive action. Massive action. All right, so here are my 5 steps that we coach people through how to take massive action. 1, we need to define the outcome. Where are we going? That's our goal. So we've defined how do we take massive action? We got to define where am I trying to go? Okay, I want to get a YouTube show. Okay, I want to get a YouTube show. That's what I'm going to do. All right, number 2, we need a brainstorm. And this is my favorite part. This is where you get to like get your cup of tea, and you get to sit down, you get your journal out, your favorite pen, and you're like, all right, I'm just gonna write. I'm gonna brainstorm everything. What all do I need to do? Everything. This isn't where you hold back. This is where you just go and you write and you write and you write and you write. And you're like, all right, I need to get a cover. Okay, and I need to do this. All right, well, I should interview this person. I need to do this, right? All those things. You write down everything. And then you shorten that process. If you are trying to get to that goal, it's not going to be the fancy things that are going to get you there. It's going to be taking massive action. And I remember when I decided to run my first half marathon, and I was so excited because I was like, I'm going to do this. I just had a baby, and I was like, I'm going to get that body back. That's what I'm going to do, okay? So I'm going to run a half marathon. And I never run before. I actually hated running, so I don't really know why I decided a half marathon was the way I was going to do it, but I was like, whatever, that's what I see all these other girls doing, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to run a half marathon. And so this is what I did. I went to Target, and I was like, that's cute. And then, so I got the best outfit, right? And then I was like, yes, I got the outfit. Okay. And then I was like, well, I don't really have running shoes, so I've got to go try on running shoes. And so I went to the running shoe store, and they put me on this treadmill, and they were like, yeah, okay, oh yeah, okay, so you've got like kind of flat feet, so you need these kind of shoes. And I was like, well, I don't really like these. Do you have them in purple? And they're like, no, we have to order them. And I was like, okay, you have to order them. That's cool. All right, so it'll be a week. Okay, no worries. Okay. So I got the outfit, and I got the shoes, and I was like, well, it's kind of hot. Like, it's hot outside. I don't really like running outside because I actually don't really even like running. And so I should probably get a gym membership, right? I should get a gym membership. So I went to the gym, and I sat with the guy, and, he walked me through, and he's like, you could do this month or a year. And I was like, I don't need a year. I'm only training for a half marathon. Let's not go to a year, a commitment, all right? And so then I had the outfit, and I had the shoes, and I had the gym membership. And then I was like, well, what time do I run? Okay, well, I gotta work from 9 to 3, and then I gotta take Keely here, and I gotta do this. Okay, so I'll start training. When do I start training? 3 weeks from now I have an opening? Okay, so I'll start training 3 weeks from now. So I did all these things, right? But here's the thing. I actually wasn't running. I wasn't running at all. How do you get to the goal of running a half marathon? You run, right? You put on your shoes that you already own, you put on your headphones, you rock out to Beyonce, and you get on that track. That's how you start running. And so I wrote down all my brainstorm ideas, all the things I needed to start running my half marathon. But what I actually needed to do was just start running. So yes, the brainstorming is important, but then we need to get to the next step, which is how do I shorten the process? What is actually the thing, when I look at this list, what is the thing that's actually gonna move me forward? And then we need to get rid of perfect. I see so many entrepreneurs holding back because they need it to be perfect. And perfect is just the excuse that I am scared. Perfect is a facade. We all know that it's never going to be perfect. So I want you to write this down. I am going to start messy. I am going to start messy. You know why? Because you just achieved your goal, right? You're gonna start messy. It's not gonna be perfect. It's not gonna be the way that you want it to be when you first start. I can tell you so many times when you just want it to be perfect and you're like, you know what? I am going to start messy. And then you just do it. You take action. And the last thing you're gonna do when you take massive action is you're gonna remember your reasons. Why am I taking massive action? Why am I saying no to going to Cancun? Why am I not doing these things that I really think I should be doing, but I'm really staying up late and I'm just pounding the coffee? It's because you have reasons for doing this. It's because you know that if you take massive action, that a year from now, you could be in a totally different place. All right, so we have now defined our objections. We know our reasons. We know our who. We have our goal. We have our content strategy. We are multiplying that by massive action. And we are going to have the answer to our equation. We now have a plan. You have a plan. You have a plan for dominating with video. But Heather, what about the camera? I don't care. You're going to start. That's right. Heather, I don't really have time. That's okay. You're gonna start? There we go. So we now have a plan. We know are the objections to time, to money, to skill. We know the reasons we're in business. We know who we're in business for. We know our goal of where we are trying to go. We know the content, main content, supportive content, and we're gonna take massive action. And remember, this is not easy, but it's simple. It's all in that simple equation. Right there, you have it in your notebook right now. You can start taking massive action today on your dreams. And the other day, we took our family on a kayak trip, and this was really special for me because in the last 60 days, we've brought another little one into our home. You saw 3 kids on the screen there, and it has taken us 10 years to bring 3 kids into our home. I'm sorry, 10 years to bring a 3rd into our home. I was told at 18 I would never have children, that I had a condition, that it was going to be hard, and that I would lose babies. And I lost babies. And then I had 2 beautiful babies. And we knew that having another baby probably wasn't in the cards for us. And so we are a family of faith, and we prayed, and we prayed, and we prayed for another child. Because I know that our family is supposed to be bigger than 2. I know as a mother that I'm supposed to have multiple children, arms full. And I only had 2, which I was so grateful for. But for our family, we didn't know how. We didn't know how it was going to happen, or what this journey was going to look like for us. And so when we got a call to say yes, we said yes. And we brought another little guy into our home. And we don't know how long he's going to be here, but we're going to love him while he is. And this week was our first weekend where we were able to, as a family, do my favorite sport, which is kayaking. And I got to be in the kayak with my little guy. And kayaking is such a unique sport. And I say sport because my husband is in the audience, and we argue that kayaking is a sport, not a leisure activity. Because if you've been kayaking, raise your hand if you've been kayaking before, that is some hard work, right? So we argue back and forth, but I'm gonna say sport, honey, okay? So we're on this adventure. We're out on the water doing my favorite sport. And it's me and our little guy in the kayak. And, it's supposed to be a 2-person kayak, but it is a 2-person kayak, and 2 people are supposed to be rowing, but really it's just me with an extra 60 pounds trying to row. And I love kayaking because you're so close to the water, you're like floating on the water. And I love solo kayaking. In this instance, I had him with me to experience this together. And, when I was out on the water, we were out on Lake Mead, and I'm rowing, and I'm rowing, and I'm rowing, and got me thinking that this is kind of like building a business. It's just you in the boat. You may have passengers on board, but you're the one doing the rowing. And every time you push through, every video you create, every new product that you create, it gives you a little bit momentum, a little bit more, right? And you keep rowing, and you keep rowing, and you're like, I want to go all the way out there. And it's far, and you're just going. You're not a speedboat, you're just going. You're just rowing, and you're rowing, and you're rowing. And that's what this experience, going online, building your business, is going to feel like. You may be able to rest, right? I know I need to when I'm kayaking, my shoulders get a little, and so I need to just kind of set it there for a minute. But then what happens? The boat starts to slow down. If you're not driving the boat, if you're not rowing, it's gonna stop. No one is going to make your dreams come true other than you. You have unique gifts and talents and experiences that make you so unique, that make the thing that you are bringing to the world completely unique. There is no competition. You have greatness inside of you. I believe this. I believe that you would not have come to Las Vegas. You would not have left your businesses and your families and your home. You would not have come here if you did not already know, right? You already know. It's in there. It's right in there. And I believe that you have greatness inside of you. You are braver than you believe. And you are stronger than you seem. And you are smarter than you think.
Act knows you might run into questions while filing your small business taxes. So we have experts on hand whose job it is to know everything about taxes. They do that job so the rest of us don't have to. Heroes. Tax Act. Let's get them over with.
When you've been diagnosed with heart or vascular disease, where you start your care makes all the difference.
When you choose the Heart and Vascular Center at The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center,
you're trusting your heart to a team of experts who study and treat heart and vascular disease every day.
A team with access to the region's most advanced diagnostic and testing capabilities.
You didn't choose heart and vascular disease, but the choice of where to treat it is clear.
The Ohio State University Heart and Vascular Center.
So that is the clarity equation, and we ended on P. P is all about the purpose. When you add all of those things up and you multiply it by action, you're going to get the clarity. You're going to have the purpose for what you're doing on YouTube, and that is how you succeed. When you lay that foundation, when it's not just about the titles and the thumbnails, but when it's really about understanding the underlying pieces of building a business on YouTube, that is when you succeed. And after you're done listening to this episode, I highly recommend that you go over and listen to our Think class, which is our free YouTube class at thinkmasterclass.com. Now, what is this class? This class is all about learning how to do YouTube the right way. This is part of a training that we do inside of our academy, our paid academy, and Sean Candle, the CEO of Think, goes deep into the 3 secrets of how to be successful on YouTube, as well as diving into how do you get noticed. You know, I think it's really important that we understand that this is different. The YouTube now is different than the YouTube then, and there's more people and more competition. So how do you break through? Well, we teach you not to play checkers on YouTube, but how to play chess, which means having the right strategy, knowing the right videos, and knowing how to break through, which is critical on YouTube. So if you've not listened or watched that class, definitely go to thinkmasterclass.com so you can listen or watch the class. All right, so we have now broken down the entire clarity equation. What do you need to do next? What step of the equation are you on? Do you need to figure out your objection? Do you need to write out your reasons? How about getting rid of perfect? I know for me, that is my biggest struggle all the time when it comes to taking action. Even creating this podcast today, I was overwhelmed. I was stressed out. I was worried about, was this going to be right? And was I going to say the right thing? But every now and then, I just get reminded by our Think team that it's not about being perfect. It's about getting the content out. It's about being authentic. It's about saying what's in my heart and by helping you with the things I know that you need. So what do you need to do next? Where are you on this clarity equation? And have you figured out the goals that you have for being on YouTube? It's important to know where you're going. It's important to reverse engineer, and it's important to make sure that you're not just creating content for content's sake, but that you're creating content that's going to make a difference. So if you've been encouraged by today's podcast, if you've gotten value from today's podcast, I'd love for you to share this with a friend. You can take a screenshot right now, share it on social media, either tag myself at Miss Heather Torres or tag Sean at Sean Cannell, and we'll see it and maybe we'll share it on social. But I'd love to see what was a big takeaway that you had for today. You can share that with us on social media, or if you got value, you can also share this with a friend. That's a lot of sharing, but I just want to encourage you that if you've gotten value and you know someone else who needs this as well, send this podcast to them. We are here to make valuable content that's going to help you go further on YouTube. It is so important to us to help you understand how to win on YouTube. And lastly, I want you to know that I believe in you. I believe you can do this. I believe that you have a mission. I believe that you have people that you want to reach. And I want to encourage you that you can do this. If a mom of 3 who couldn't figure out how to turn on a camera can make this happen, you can make this happen too. You don't need permission. You don't need anyone to tell you that you are right for this. You already know it. It's already inside of you. So I want to encourage you to get to action. Take action. Take what you've learned in this clarity equation and apply it to your YouTube business. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
It had been a couple months since I had done some stuff, and I was like, I'm going to be doing a show with Benji. It's happening Saturday morning. I'll be done by 12:30. So I gave up my weekend for my side business, if you will, the beginning of a Saturday, which I know is what I'm sharing this story because so many of us can relate to. Whether it's your main business, your job, school, the things you got to do. Communicate with those around you. Put the time on the calendar. We knew days in advance that this was happening. We planned it out. And then we went live with a very planned episode. Ended up being 33 minutes long. Edited it off using the YouTube editor at the beginning and the end, so it was done immediately online. And we actually started recording the Q&A separately, so 2 uploads actually hit the channel on Saturday. Thumbnail, title, the full thing, and we were done. It was the 5-hour or less YouTube work week for our side channel video influencers, following your strategy of calendar blocking, of batching 2 videos both at once. And it's really, really powerful. So I love that. You got to own your time rather than your time owning you. And then number 5, Heather, you say, give yourself.
iPhone 16e has the best battery life for an iPhone this size, so nothing's stopping you from getting the high score, except the stairs, benches, and rails. iPhone 16e, latest iPhone, greatest price.
Heather, you say give yourself grace. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, give yourself grace. You know, I think I love the quote. It says, comparison is the thief of joy. And I really take that to heart because everyone around you is in a different season than you. Maybe we're in the same season of raising kids or whatever that looks like. Everyone is in a different life experience at the same time. And so when I say give yourself grace, if I'm going to compare my YouTube channel to, say, a competitor and your friend, Sunny Lenarduzzi, I am a mom of 3. I am an adoptive mom. So we went through an entire adoption phase. I homeschool my kids. I'm involved in my community. I have a lot of things happening. Compared to Sunny Lenarduzzi, another successful YouTube teacher, she is, well, now she's married, but she was single and living on her own and really just full on working on her business.
No kids.
No kids, that's right. And so her and I were in different seasons. If I'm going to compare what I'm trying to do to what Sunny was doing, I'm going to feel like a failure. And so when I say give yourself grace, it really is about the idea of knowing the season of life that you're in. You know, this whole last year, actually over the last year and a half, we were walking through a custody thing and an adoption. And through that season, I had to put my side hustle on hold, which was hard because I needed to put the main focus on Think Media and on my family. And so I could have, seeing some of my other friends really take advantage of the pandemic and things that were happening in homeschool, I could have really been down on myself and really felt a lot of lack of self-confidence because I wasn't able to contribute into that world at that time. However, I knew what season of life I was in. I was in the season where I needed to give more time to what we were doing here and what my family needed at that time. And now I'm ready to be back. I'm ready to start making more content, doing this 5-hour doing the 5-hour YouTube work week. And I think it's really important to remember that YouTube is a marathon, not a sprint, and that every video, maybe I can get one up, this month, and I'll be 2 or 3 months, and then I'll get another one, and then I'll get back in the flow of that 5-hour week, so I can be contributing to that community, so I can be making those videos, so I can be increasing my revenue coming from that channel. I think it's really important to remember you've got to identify the season of life you're in. Now, am I using that as an excuse? Probably. So I need you to identify what excuse are you using to hold you back. I probably could have not binge watched Downton Abbey for an entire month. I probably could have not done that, right? So I also am using it as an excuse, and I want to crush my excuses and crush your excuses too, Think Marketing. But you do need to recognize the season of life you're in. Right now, you're a new dad, Sean, so you're in a whole new season of crushing it on the home front than you've really ever been. You and Sonia have been building this business and been sacrificing the time to do that. And so I think it's important that when you walk through, what did the 5 hours look like? I love that you said once you start to see that traction, you can start putting more time into this, but it really is about understanding the season that you're in at this time.
And one of my favorite quotes of yours is your race, your pace. And I've been actually getting just obsessed with running lately. I just ran 19.5 miles the other day, working up to a marathon that I'm just going to run personally before I do an official one with the pandemic. And I remember when I couldn't even run around the block. I could jog a little and then I had to walk because I was so out of shape. And as I've been getting into running culture, I think there's a guy recently that just broke the sub 2 hour mark on a marathon. Like I ran a half marathon at like 2 hours and 16 minutes, which is decent. But here's what I think about when I do like the rock and roll marathon in Las Vegas. Thousands of people come out and they all get to the starting line in all these different backgrounds, ethnicities, ages, and they're all gathering to run something that's going to be hard, something that is going to knock the wind out of you, something that you're going to get sore, something that you're going to get fatigued, and we're going to run it at all different paces. And we're all running an important race. And that's what I think about when I think about YouTube. And your quote is that this is going to be hard. Like this is going to take focus. This is going to take being serious, getting your, marathon registration and saying, I'm going to make a decision that I'm going to do YouTube. I'm going to commit to this channel. I'm going to commit to this thing. And there might be times where you get injured and you get a DNF, a did not finish, but then show up to the next race. Mm-hmm. There's going to be times where you're going to feel like you can't keep going when you hit mile 8, mile 13 on your marathon, but you then realize the second wind hits you, or you take a break. I remember when I ran right after our mastermind, a half marathon the next day, sick nonetheless, and I hit a couple places where I had to just stop and sit on the side and catch my breath. But I just wanted to finish. I knew I was kind of like not feeling super great, and my friend Benji got me registration to it. The point is this: your race, your pace, friend. You got to give yourself grace and really commit to these strategies, Heather, that you've broken down, because this is a reality. You can do YouTube in 5 hours or less a week. It's possible if you stay focused, if you follow these tips, and if you remember to give yourself grace when you miss it and it takes 7 hours, or you miss a week. Mm-hmm. We all have the Ben and Jerry's Downton Abbey binge watch week where the video doesn't go up. If you don't hit 52 videos in a year, why don't you hit 51? If you don't hit 52 videos in a year, one a week, which is pillar number 3, one significant post a week, 30 is better than none by just stepping out there and taking action. And as we land the plane, that's been the journey of Think Media as well. Before we met, when I had a full-time job working at a church and freelance client work and juggling multiple different things, I, on Think Media, was putting a significant post out, as many as I could get out a year. I think in those days I was doing some very strategic videos following what we teach in our kind of core training program called Video Ranking Academy. And that's how I got to here today. Probably got 25 videos a year, 35 videos a year, but they ranked in search. They got views when I was asleep. They started generating money with affiliate marketing, and I was giving myself grace. I wanted to do more than that. There was times where I was like, ooh, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, oh, here's an opportunity. But then my work scheduled a bunch of things. I was like, okay, I can't, I'm going to miss those. And you feel that tension. Give yourself grace, because over time, when you keep adding strategic, significant videos to your YouTube library, it can build a little snowball of momentum that will start giving you the inertia needed to elevate and scale your business to the next level.
Yeah, and I want to point our listeners to Think Media. You know, we talk about one significant video. We put that word significant in there because I think there's something about really spending time to put out a valuable piece of content. When we say one significant piece of video or one significant piece of content in the form of a video per week, we want you to be building the content muscle, right? It is a lot of work to make content. It's totally different to talk to a camera or into a microphone or have lights on you. It's not a normal scenario to be in. So when we say a significant video, we want you to just get 1% better every time you're making a video. And I want to point you to Think Media because that's where you can go to get the information on, well, what should be in your video? What should you say, right? We talked about in the last episode, answer specific questions. We want you to have simple frameworks. We want you to be in less than 10 minutes, stick to one platform, and really make it simple. And when you can do those things over time consistently, you can build a thriving and successful business.
Got the need for speed? No problem. At Tasty Trade, you can turn smart ideas into real trades with just a few clicks. Wow, that's fast. Tasty Trade, make your move.
That was the conversation around how to create one significant piece of content per week on YouTube. And this is so important if you are limited on time. Of course, we'd want to make as many videos as we could, but if time is the variable, then we want to make sure that we're eliminating all of the confusion, making one significant video and focusing on one platform first. I hope that it encourages you to know that it is about the seasons of life that you're in, that maybe right now it's not the season to be crushing it hardcore. Maybe it's a season where you need to make simple videos without editing so you can get that significant piece of content up. I hope that this piece of content brought you value, and I encourage you to share it with a friend. We're going to be rolling into episode number 4 of this 4-part series where we're going to talk all about how to create money, the shortest path to income on YouTube. And again, this episode was brought to you by the Think YouTube Starter Kit. Have you gotten the YouTube Starter Kit yet? You can get it right now for over 70% off. This is our best resources here at Think that will help you if you're feeling overwhelmed with titles and content and topics and thumbnails. This is the kit that you need if you want to do YouTube right. Included in this kit for over 70% off, you're going to get our 51 video ideas to jumpstart your channel. You'll also get our 51 money-making video ideas, and we're also including our how to create awesome YouTube thumbnails. This is a step-by-step walkthrough of how to create thumbnails like we do here at Think Media. Thumbnails that'll get clicks and views, and the entire kit is available for you for over 70% off over at tubestarterkit.com. You can go there right now and you'll get instant access to all of our best resources here at Think. Now, we love reading your reviews over on Apple. Thank you so much for rating and review the podcast. If you've not done it already, I want to tell you, go over and do it now because I want to read your review on the podcast. And today it comes from Tallest Robbie. He says, I've been listening to this podcast from the beginning, every episode, and I mean all of them in caps, always helps me. I have never left the podcast feeling like I wasted my time. I can't stress how big of a deal that is. Wow, thank you so much, Tallest Robbie. He concludes by saying, you won't be sorry you listened to this podcast. That means the world to us because we want to make sure that we're, one, not wasting your time, but that two, we're bringing you the value that's going to help you grow on YouTube. It is so important to us that you know that we are here and obsessed with your your success. So let us know on social media what success you've been having on YouTube since you've listened to the podcast. Again, we'd ask that if you got value today to share it with a friend. You can send a text, you can share it on social, but some way get this into the hand of the creator or the entrepreneur that you know needs to be growing on YouTube. Well, in the last episode of this 4-part series, we're going to be talking all about money. We're going to be helping you figure out the shortest path to revenue on YouTube and the mistake that a lot of creators make when they're getting started. All of that and more is coming up in the next episode and the conclusion of this 4-part series. See you next Tuesday.
Hello, handsome. And hello, random chair. Clean up with Apple Intelligence means goodbye, chair. iPhone 16e. Latest iPhone, greatest price.
Oh, you've started your YouTube channel, but it's not making any money yet. Well, in this video, we're going to share with you 5 ways to get started making money on YouTube right now. And if you're just joining us for the first time, or you've been watching or listening to the podcast, my name is Heather Torres, and I am your host of the Think Marketing Podcast. I want to welcome you to today's episode. And if you're new here, we do a new podcast uploaded every single Tuesday just for you, talking all things to do with YouTube and growing your online business. Now, we are in a 4-part series. This is video or podcast number 4 of this series, where we're breaking down the way to start on YouTube. We want to help you build a highly impactful and highly profitable YouTube channel. And so we've been breaking down through the last 3 episodes the 4 pillars to do this. Now, pillar number 1 was to claim and master your topic. Pillar number 2 is to know your audience's problems and ambitions. Pillar number 3 was to upload a significant video 1 time per week. And then number 4 is what we're getting into today, all about making money on YouTube. And we're talking about the shortest path to revenue. That's key, the shortest path to revenue. We're going to be breaking down through Sean's illustration of his journey, how to actually make money on YouTube. It may not be how you actually think, and so we're going to be breaking that down in these 5 different steps for you in this episode. Now, we want to encourage you to share this with a friend if you know someone who's struggling to make money on YouTube, and get the word out so that they know how to do this as well. And to also let you know that this episode is brought to you by our Think Masterclass. I'll tell you more about that after this episode and let you in on an opportunity to join us for a free class all about how to win on YouTube. Well, let's jump into today's featured conversation with Sean Cannell. So we've walked through claiming and mastering your topic, understanding your audience's problems and ambition, posting 1 significant video per week. And now, Sean, we're going to be diving into probably your favorite topic, and we're going to get into your story, but it's the shortest path to revenue. And I say it's your favorite topic because this topic is what allowed you to become financially free. It's allowed you to be at home with your wife and your child. It is what has funded the mission for what you want to do here at Think. And so I'm excited to get into these 5 ways that you could make money right now. And I want to tell the Think Marketing listeners that these might be ways that you've heard before, but this conversation, we're going to dive deeper into the story behind them, why we chose them, and how you can start implementing them this year on your channel. And so these aren't a secret. These are probably ones that you've heard before, like I just said, but I'm excited because we're going to jump into your journey, Sean. So number 1, which is the shortest path, is focusing on your day job to fund your dream job. And I want to start with just kind of your background, because maybe someone right now is brand new to Think, and I'd love for you to give some details and jump into number 1.
Yeah, when it comes to making money on YouTube, This might seem not like we're dodging the question, but the truth is when you upload that first video on that first day and you only get 1 view or no views and you have no subscribers, we're not going to make any money that day. So when I think about the shortest path to making money on YouTube, it's actually probably going to be getting money from somewhere else off of YouTube to fund your YouTube dream. And that's what I did. You know, I started to capture vision for the potential of YouTube. I think that's key. Think about when you have 10,000 subscribers, 50,000, 100,000. Think about when you've got hundreds coming in a month, thousands a month, even when there's none coming in a month. And then invest in that. That's the reason you start any business. That's the reason you start you join a network marketing company, you ride share. You have a vision for the future. I had a vision for what I wanted to have happen on YouTube, but at the time, I was working at Red Robin. I was waiting tables. I was part-time at my church in our small town called Marysville, Washington, an hour north of Seattle. And I was using my day job. Now, my spouse was also working as well. Sonia had 3 different jobs. She was waiting tables at a place called Ivers in Mukilteo. She was a barista at Starbucks, and she was also a nanny for our friends TJ and Kevin. So we're working all kinds of different streams of income, and we were using that to pay our bills, but we were also using that eventually to invest in YouTube. In 2009, I started a media company called Clear Vision Media, which was just really me freelancing. And I actually took out a loan to start it, but the way I was going to pay down the loan, I went to prosper.com to take out a loan so I could buy a camera and buy a computer. Was I thought, okay, if I don't make any money from freelance work or from YouTube or from this side hustle, then I will pay it off with tips from Red Robin and from working at my day job. So again, and I think a lot of people are in this situation listening to this, but this is the thing, to get the money somewhere else. Focus on your day job to fund your dream job and think about how you can maybe streamline that. You know, I was willing to really work hard for the dreams that I've had. So I worked 3 days at Red Robin, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, busiest days of the week. And I did what was called doubles. That means you work the AM shift and the PM shift. So I was able to work about 32, 34 hours in 3 days. I was definitely crushing, you know, Rockstars, Red Bulls. In those days, it was Wired's. They were, you know, Wired energy drink. And, you know, young guy, I'm working and I'm making tips and I'm making hourly, which kind of becomes a wash when you're a waiter. But all to say was I used 3 days a week so that I could work part-time at my church, so that I could work on my side hustle the other 4 days a week by structuring, if you will, your day job, your main way of making money, so that you could be chipping away at your dream job with the way you're managing your calendar and your time.
Yeah, and I think about this, you know, I come from the different side of it, being a stay-at-home mom at one point, and what that looks like. So if you're thinking, how do I focus on my day job to fund my dream job when maybe you don't currently have a job? I love how you said you can really start to just invest. Maybe you're nannying like Sonia did, or there's other ways that you can start to fund those things, right? Because YouTube, the platform is free, but you do need to actually use some money to invest in the right tools or invest in the right software. So I'm excited to get into number 2, which is to start a side hustle. And that really can be the next catalyst into the shortest path to revenue.
Yeah, and so this was my path, and this kind of, I touched on it in point number 1, but by starting a side hustle, I'm really encouraging you to start your own business. Now, at this point, maybe you're listening, you think, I've already done that. Or we talk at Think Marketing, we say you're a business owner when you start a YouTube channel. You need to think like a business owner, even a YouTube creator. Or you're already an entrepreneur, you already have a business, and you want to market that business or extend your influence on YouTube or create a whole nother side of income. And so, again, that's what I did. I started a side hustle. I knew I wanted to be a YouTube creator, so I was getting video cameras, computers, editing software, but then also selling my video services at the time. So I was tying my side hustle and relating it to the eventual brand and business that I wanted to build in the future. And this was just assuming you need some extra money, because you want to think about your YouTube channel like a startup that you would invest in. How much would it cost to open up a local coffee shop in your city? You're going to lease some office space or restaurant space. You're going to lease potentially or purchase very expensive espresso espresso making machines and coffee machines. Beans, if you're going to roast, that's going to be a whole nother thing. You're going to pay employees up front. You're going to pay a lot to open up a brick and mortar, just coffee shop to the tune of $50,000, $100,000. It could be $250,000. You're going to take out lines of credit. If you're going to start a YouTube, this is what's so cool about the fact that we can enter into this space of making money online, making money on YouTube. It is such a low cost, low risk investment. Even if you invest in some education, like some kind of training or an online course, even if you buy a camera, even really expensive cameras, like if you spend $10,000 on your side hustle on YouTube, you could you got the best software, best cameras, best training, you'd have a lot of stuff happening for you. And that is a drop in the bucket compared to what you would pay to potentially start a different type of business. So again, we're talking about money for the mission, and what you're going to do, to the coffee example, is you're also probably not going to be profitable in any kind of business you start for 2 to 3 years. And so if you open up that coffee shop, that's why you have lines of credit. You've spent maybe that $250,000 investing in employees ahead of time. You're not showing profit, not in the first month, not in the first year, maybe not in the first 2 to 3 years. Now, the cool thing, again, following our strategies, maybe you have a viral video, maybe things happen quicker for you. But the reason I want to really hit this, start a side hustle, is find a way to make extra money to fund the bigger brand or bigger business that you want to build. And so for me, that happened to be because I was so good at video, doing Clear Vision Media, my media business, but this could be real estate. Like Steve Panette wanted to start growing on YouTube and other video platforms when he joined Video Ranking Academy, but he already had a successful real estate business. So he was talking about injecting more, traffic and awareness into his existing business. It could be network marketing. Tara did essential oils and doTERRA. She ranks some videos for doTERRA. So she already has a vehicle to make money, her own business, a network marketing company, doTERRA. That's her side hustle or her main hustle. And YouTube is then more traffic injected into that. But even if you don't have YouTube traffic yet, you can still pound the pavement, call somebody, talk to your friends, get your cousins, do whatever it can to build your business outside of just uploading a video, posting and praying. Hope is not a strategy, just hoping that video breaks out. So think about your side hustle, and it could also be things like you might want to do ride share, or maybe you freelance your services. Like if you can do admin work, like if your dream's to work from home, maybe you can upload your services on Upwork.com and you become your own VA. You edit videos for somebody, you transcribe videos, you do all of the different services, graphic design, you do what's your sales on the phone, a lot of things you could do from home, finding a way to fund your dream job while you have a day job.
Yeah, and that last point that you make, I think, was a really good spotlight. It's the idea that working towards where you want to go, right? So when you think about the one-off jobs that you did, they were very much related to the things you're teaching now, right? And I love the idea of, really evaluating back in number one, which was claim and master your topic. What are you passionate about? What could you right now just start helping a business with? And I was kind of in that similar realm. I was helping different small businesses just post on Facebook. It wasn't a huge, I wasn't getting a large salary. I was getting a couple $100s a month that was then going towards what I knew I wanted my future to be. So I love that idea about starting a side business. Now, we are not lawyers. We are not tax attorneys. We're none of those things. But I think it is more so rather than going out like, yes, you need this LLC or you need an S Corp, whatever that stuff is, definitely research those things. But it's the mindset, right? It's coming in with the mindset of a business owner. I think when you treat YouTube like a hobby, it will give you dividends like a hobby. A hobby is something you spend money on. You don't normally make money back from it, right? It's an enjoyment. It's an entertainment. But when you have a business and you're focused on business and you look at YouTube, even if it's 5 hours a week, like we just taught in the last episode, you can start seeing income when you're correlating those other things to this YouTube channel. So I love that idea of ride sharing. That could be part of your YouTube business, right? Because you are looking at it as a holistic approach to what you are doing. Love that.
Yeah, and where this really gets exciting, and we've never taught this anywhere before, I think in this exact way, but this also, when you streamline everything, gives you the opportunity for this. Your goal should be to master the topic, do the thing, and then teach on the topic, teach the thing. And so look at how this works. Because I started Clear Vision Media, I knew that also on YouTube, I had a video production business, but then on YouTube, I was also teaching people about video production and doing affiliate marketing related to cameras. When I think about Nicole from Kids OT Help, she was actually doing kids occupational therapy, client coaching or client work, or even with a day job. And then teaching, as she was sharpening her skill in that arena, teaching that on YouTube, now able to do it full time. You take somebody like Ben, again, living in the world of learning about, he was a personal trainer, and now he teaches ketosis and things like that. So when possible, if you can make your side hustle connected to your YouTube channel, talk about rideshare, there's a blog that I know about, it's called The Rideshare Guy. So he continues to do rideshare. Why? So he's in the trenches, getting video ideas, getting examples, and then how's he make money? You get affiliate credit when people sign up for Uber, Lyft as drivers. You get credit for helping people with the best GPS or affiliate marketing to fixing their car or car loans, like a million things. Because you're actually in the trenches doing the thing. When Tulin's another example of one of our Video Reiki Academy students from a while ago. She's one of the top Beachbody coaches. She was a plus size fitness coach, kind of a niche she carved out, 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. And she is doing the thing by actually doing the Beachbody workouts, helping people in her downline, on her team, etc. And then also teaching about that on YouTube. It only makes your content sharper. And that was my vision. As I saw ahead, I was like, I'm going to grow my affiliate income, grow my YouTube ads as long as it takes. But in the meantime, I'm going to be in the trenches doing freelance work through Clear Vision Media, wherever my jobs take me. For a while, I was director of communications at a church. And I was trying to synergize every aspect of my life because I was learning all of the very skills, all of the very case studies, getting the depth that I believe makes this Think Marketing podcast strong, that makes our content strong, that makes our courses strong, because I wasn't trying to just go straight to YouTube. I had a foot in the trenches of my topic, being totally immersed and earning money from that, while then also teaching that and scaling it into this dream of being able to package, promote, and profit from what you know through being a YouTube content creator.
So good. And you just actually touched on the first way that you were able to go full-time, right? You were able to not have to have freelance clients. Not that you couldn't have, right? But the idea of really making that pivot into using one revenue stream beyond just freelancing or your day job or whatever that looked like for you, which was number 3, affiliate marketing.
Yeah, so we, number 1, talked about, first of all, you want to focus your day job to find your dream job. Number 2, you start your side hustle, start your own business. I started Clear Vision Media. And then number 3, affiliate marketing. And here's when I learned about affiliate marketing, this was my story of why it got so exciting. I was like, okay, I'm going to buy cameras that are very expensive and lenses and rigs, like in sliders and tripods and gimbals for my video production company. But wait a minute, I could then also, like if you will, in my free time, in my extra time, I got to go do the client work and I'm still waiting tables at Red Robin. But on the weekend, I could shoot a video reviewing this camera that I invested in and earn another stream of revenue off of it. And this started to kind of expand my thinking. Today, I can't not think about affiliate marketing. I still have my Sean Cannell channel where I don't get to it. We're very busy here, and maybe that's just an excuse, and I need you to call me out. But I want to talk about whenever I buy something, when I think about like a massage gun, which I use for running, and these impact guns from like Theragun, I'm like, this is an affiliate video. So it's not only on money that you spend. I think about I think his name's Seth James, is a running YouTuber. Every running shoe he invests in, he talks about and links to it as an affiliate. So you actually can start monetizing off your hobby or monetizing off the things that you use in your business. And to go back, the best way to do this is to master the topic, do the thing. Let's say you're a photographer. You're doing wedding photography. But then when you teach the thing, helping other photographers, they want to buy the same lenses as you or learn about the lenses. They want to buy the same Lightroom software that you might be able to, have the LUTs you use. So affiliate marketing, let's define what it is. It's a cool way of getting paid from recommending the products you love and you use. So I started to experiment with this. The first thing, because of knowing that YouTube is a search engine and actually not, go back to part 1 where we talk about claim and master your topic, I didn't really see video at first. I kind of was more off the just wanting to be a personality or a vlogger. But what I did on my personal channel was I started this Gift Ideas for Him series. And I put out a video called Gift Ideas for Him. It's almost 1 million views. To this day, it still ranks on the first page of YouTube. And I went around the house, gathered up like some Beats by Dre headphones, The 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss, just a bunch of different books, my GPS from our Honda Civic. And I just put it on, I was like, here's a bunch of gift ideas for him. But there's a bunch of affiliate links in the description. After I did the first video and it did well, and I started to earn $50 a month on Amazon. I mean, the first check I ever made was $2.12. So don't despise small beginnings. But then I started making $100 a month, $250 a month, $500 during Christmas. And this was at a time where I still had my main job and a side hustle. So now this became extra money. My side hustle was producing, and affiliate marketing was the vehicle. Eventually I started doing best camera for YouTube on Think Media. Now the numbers were rising. And the main affiliate program I was focusing on was Amazon, especially through Gift Ideas for Him and things like that, and best camera for YouTube. And the reason I liked Amazon was when you share an affiliate link, after you sign up for what's called the Amazon Associate Program, when you share an affiliate link and someone clicks on it, anything they purchase for 24 hours, you get credit for. So my Gift Ideas for Him video came, I was like, well, wait a minute. If someone clicks this link during the holidays when they're shopping, they might not even buy anything I recommend. They're going to be shopping anyways, because Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all these sales are happening. So that's why I started to earn side income to the tune of some years $1,000 extra just from the Amazon Associates program, because I put out strategic videos around the holidays. But I also did other programs, mixbook.com. That's a photo book. You upload all your photos and they do printed photo books, or they do your Christmas cards. And I saw they had an affiliate program. This is tying your lifestyle into your YouTube channel, into ways of making money. Sonia and I always like to take Christmas photos creatively, and I'm a photographer, so like I would even just shoot our own, get our dogs dressed up, so get some sweaters, shoot the photos, and then design our Christmas cards. And I'd find an online site, and then I just was like, well, we could just sit down and do a review of how we did it. This is the site we use. Software is easy to upload. Here's the photos. Here's the things. If you want to check out mixbook.com, there's a link in the description down below. And then that's another source of revenue. And we'd earn like 30% if someone bought their Christmas cards or bought a photo album for their family from mixbook.com. Eventually, Mixbook wanted to work for us. They started to give us free Christmas cards, and they started to give us just like a couple $100. And that's what, we won't even touch it on that in this video, but that's like brand deals, even at a beginning stage. And then finally, things like clickbank.com, which is oftentimes a lot of digital products, but I found a green juice product that I love called Organifi. And Heather, this is what's crazy. Now all this money funnels into our company, Think Media, but we just got a ClickBank check for $250 5 years after I made a video reviewing this green juice powder that you can take when traveling to stay healthy. This is all affiliate marketing, and this is that third tip. There's other ways, but I think that this is the fastest. This is the shortest path to revenue. You've got your base of your day job. You've got your side hustle, something a little more lucrative than this. Then start building up affiliate marketing, because that extra $100 a month, you can start reinvesting that in your YouTube business. You start making an extra $500 a month. You start getting some extra money to level up your gear, or to hire an editor, or work with someone like VidChops or whatever. And I think affiliate marketing, you don't have to create a course. You don't have to write a book. You don't have to create your own product. You get paid for recommending another product that ties into your niche, that ties into your topic, that ties into whatever it is you're helping people with on YouTube.
Wow, so much that you just unpacked there when it comes to affiliate marketing. A couple of things that I want to just highlight that you said for the audience. You said, don't despise small beginnings. You started at $2.12, and most people would laugh at that, right? Most people would look at that and say, okay, fine. So what's that going to do? But you saw that that as proof of concept. And I just want to encourage you, Think Marketing, that if the affiliate marketing is something you see as a big vision that could happen for your company or for your YouTube channel, that don't despise the small beginnings. I love the next thing you said, which was wrapping the affiliate programs that you're doing around your lifestyle and your YouTube channel. The thing about Mixbooks, when I think about that and the time and the season you guys were in, that was something you would have normally paid for that you then don't have to pay for. And not that, they're throwing millions of dollars at you, but not having to pay for Christmas cards one year could be an extra gift for a child in your family, or not having to or the idea of getting that extra $200 from Amazon from referring people all year long, that piece right there could be an unlock to you being able to upgrade your content or your gear. So it's this idea of wrapping it around the lifestyle that you're doing. Again, it's not like you were doing, Mixbooks and then you were doing Organifi and those things on the Think Media channel. That was media. And so one of the things you said was the idea of wrapping it around your YouTube channel. You're not out there just recommending anything and everything. You're not recommending watches and running shoes and things like that on the main channel. You're being very strategic about what you are recommending, because when you know your audience's problems and ambitions, right? We talked about on the other episode, that when you know that their problem is, how do I do X, and you have the solution with someone else's product, you get in on that cut. That's a piece of what affiliate marketing can do for you. And I've got the same experience in that for affiliate marketing for me. I started my homeschool channel, and affiliate marketing has been able to pay for iPads for our homeschool. We've been able to get discounts or free product because of using our YouTube channel around that part of our lifestyle. So I love that is a piece of what you did. Now, we've gone through the first 3. Number 4 is going to be JV affiliate marketing. This is different than, say, Amazon, right? Because Amazon does have specific amounts that you can get depending upon what category you're in. And there's probably thousands of affiliate marketing programs. But this strategy, specifically to shortest path to income, I think can be very lucrative for someone just starting out.
100%. And this is actually a couple nuggets in this episode for sure that we haven't talked a lot about. And JV affiliate marketing, JV stands for joint venture. And what this simply means is where you would partner up with somebody else that is probably going to have an online course. Maybe they have coaching, maybe they have an event or a virtual event, and a JV partner, a joint venture partner, gets a cut when you recommend that typically digital product. Now, I mentioned ClickBank before, and Organifi happened to be a physical product, green juice powder that they ship out, but the majority of clickbank.com's products are a lot of stuff on marketing, on maybe investing in stocks or things like that, but they've got like how to prepare for a marathon, how to prepare for an Ironman, how to study the Bible. They've got a lot of digital courses. And to break down what JV marketing usually looks like, typically you will earn anywhere from 25%, 50% is very common, and even up to 75% or more of an affiliate commission on maybe something that costs as much as $100. So another tip for number 4 would just also be to also say potentially higher ticket affiliate marketing. Sometimes if you promote someone's offer, it actually could be something like teeth whitening or skincare. And sometimes if someone purchases the thing and it costs $200, they give you almost all 200 of that, potentially, because if it's like a dentist or some kind of company, they want that customer to then hire for like teeth surgery later or something. So there's things you can look into. But related to JV affiliate marketing, when I started to learn about this, a great example is my friend James Wedmore. Years ago, back when I'm trying to find the shortest paths to revenue so I can reach my dream of going full-time on YouTube, he had a program called Local Video Academy. Now, people are already following me for what's the best camera, for how do I get better at video. And he actually was teaching a method of how to do video marketing for local businesses. Now, again, I was actually doing video marketing for local businesses. I knew a lot of what was in this program, but I didn't have the time or necessarily even the know-how or the process it would have taken me to actually create this training program that he had to help other people do this. So what do? You partner up. Now, how do you sign up for one of these things? You maybe discover a person that has a digital product. You see if they have an affiliate program or a way to be a JV for them. And I usually go to the bottom of the website and I signed up. Now, Local Video Academy costs $2,000 because it was helping people, giving them basically a business so they could go charge local businesses for doing video marketing for them and helping them with, again, all that kind of stuff. And so I made a video on my YouTube channel about it. Video did not do very well. It's kind of just a review or a promotion of Local Video Academy, and it got, I think, less than 2,000 views, but there was a couple different price points. I think if you did, they had like some done with you, it might have been like 3,000, and then there might have been one that was like 1,000, and the affiliate commission, though, Heather, was 50%.
Wow.
So when you talk about on Amazon, I'm making $55 at the end of the month, or I'm making $350 at the end of the month, or whatever, that's great, and that's a little smaller ticket. In this particular case, I earned, I want to say it was either $1,000 or $1,500. You want to talk about, Sonia about fell out of her chair. My wife Sonia is like, what are we talking, like, because that's just $1,500 we made on the internet because we got a 50% cut of, I believe, selling 2 units of explaining what this program was. They clicked through, and a couple of people were like, shoot, I want to go through this step-by-step thing these guys have created. So it might even potentially be something you already do, but you don't have to take the time to make an online course, record the videos, make worksheets, build the thing out, master the whole thing. So JV affiliate marketing could be something really powerful that you do. And since that time, we will partner with different people when there's alignment, when they've got something that will, let's say, fill in a skill set that we don't teach in our company, or somebody that we know can help people reach their goals faster. We have one that we do with my friend Pete, who teaches people to be better speakers. Heather, you and I'm sure, could add a lot of value to people to help them improve their speaking. But we have not created the frameworks and the process. And while we have worked on our speaking ourselves, that's not our zone of mastery. So what do? We pass them along to Pete when he's got his online course or his training. And oftentimes the affiliate commission might be 30%, might be 50% or 75%. And as your email list grows and as your influence grows, JV marketing can actually become some people's main businesses. They go, I'm never going to create something myself. I'm going to kind of be